What's up, y'all? Welcome to Circle Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. And today I'll be giving you my review on Captain America Civil War. Now, before I begin, don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you're new to this video. Leave a comment on the section below. And most importantly, watch these two. Now, Captain America Civil War centers on political pressure that mounts to install a system of accountability when the actions of the Avengers and a group of mercenaries lead to collateral damage. The new status quo deeply divides members of the team. Captain America believes superheroes should remain free to defend humanity without government oversight, and Iron Man sharply disagrees and supports the interference. Now, as the debate escalates into an all-out feud, heroes such as Black Widow, Hawkeye, War Machine, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Black Panther must pick a side. Now, the story of Captain America Civil War. Oh my God. Nobody would have guessed that the events of Avengers Age of Ultron would weigh heavily on the team as a whole. It wasn't just the fatal ramifications of Lagos, Nigeria in the opening act of the film, but in New York with the Avengers, Washington, D.C. and Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Sokovia in Avengers Age of Ultron. But the Russo brothers once again gave us another compelling Captain America story, but one that feels more like an Avengers 2.5 rather than a Captain America 3. The thing that makes Captain America Civil War so great, is that instead of directly pitting a hero against a villain, the film goes out of its way to pit all its heroes against each other and causes them to question their roles as superheroes, both physically and mentally. And once again, the fight choreography is top-notch. From the Lagos ambush in the beginning, to the rooftop fight between Black Panther and Bucky Barnes, to the iconic airport battle between all of our heroes. The events of Captain America Civil War is what causes their inevitable defeat at the hands of Thanos in Infinity War. Why? All because they were dysfunctional and divided, and they couldn't even decide. I also love how this huge event even divides fans as well, but not in a bad way, because it causes fans and moviegoers to really choose. Like straight up, like the marketing for this movie even caused you to pick a side between Team Captain America or Team Iron Man. And usually it depends on, there are two ways you can either choose. It depends on which character you like the most, or depends on their stance on the Sokovia Accords in the film. I just decided to choose based off of the Sokovia Accords in the film. And that right there is the core theme of Captain America Civil War. It's all about choice. The choices you make determine the future you experience. Captain America chose to rebel against the government regulations so that they may keep fighting against evil without any government oversight holding them back. Like Helmut Zemo. They tried to go after Helmut Zemo, but you know what? Iron Man tried to stop him. Why? Because he's doing what the government says. He didn't take that time to listen, but of course that changed. All that changed. And on the other hand, Iron Man sharply supports this movement in placing the heroes on a system of accountability because he just wants to do what they were told. And it's another good reason he had to be ready for the end game. Now, I really want to talk about why both of these characters chose what they chose, but really Tony Stark. We all know Captain America chose pick the side that he did because it's what he believes is right. He's gonna fight evil with no governments puppeting them because that's what they know is right. Because, like he said in Age of Ultron, the Avengers was supposed to be a private organization. They're not supposed to be affiliated with S.H.I.E.L.D., even though they were basically a task team in the first movie, but they are their own team. And that is why he refuses to even let these governments take over, because he had just been through government corruption with Captain America the Winter Soldier, so it makes sense as to why he would go this route. Now, as for Iron Man, it's pretty great. It's a pretty good reason. I had to come up with it. So that scene in the MIT in which he had just finished a meeting with a bunch of MIT students, and then he went backstage talking to a woman who left him guilty because he said during Sokovia he killed this boy named Charlie Spencer. I'm about to say Charlie Murphy. Charlie Spencer. So anyway, this kid named Charlie Spencer was a good example as to why Tony does not want to just go out and fight evil on their own. And plus, if he sides with the government, if he lets the government control their actions, this kind of takes away his worry and the pressure of him making any more mistakes in the future, just like he did with Ultron. Just like how he had to mop up Hydra and how he had to put all his suits away because they were being dealt with in the wrong hands. So it's a lot of great reasons as to why these characters make the decisions they do. Now, honestly, this entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a very intimate emotional stakes that not only divides the team, but tears them apart, just as Ultron had intended previously. Now, the characters. The Russo brothers did something different here that they had not done in the Winter Soldier. And y'all know what I'm about to say. Which is managing to balance such a large roster of characters, both old and new. You guessed it right. You guessed it right. Now, there are a bunch of characters in this movie that are well dealt with by the directors. For a movie that's supposed to be centered on one superhero, they actually managed to make it feel like an Avengers movie, which make them so qualified to direct Infinity War and Endgame, since they just know how to balance each of these characters, giving them time to shine, even those who just appear in one scene. They even go out of their way to surprise fans with the introduction of Black Panther and Spider-Man. Every one of the characters are choosing based on what they believe, while others like T'Challa are just recruits to help out. Because T'Challa is here for the Accords, not politics, because if you see his movie, he's not political. He does not affiliate himself with any governments. The one character that nobody can stand right now, not even me, is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Because this man is the one that split the team. He tried to control these heroes with government oversight. I know they're not talking when they're the main ones who fired that nuke all the way back in New York City in 2012. Who's to blame now? And that is why when Black Widow commits an act of treason during the airport battle, she gets hunted down, and this is where we'll see her go. This is where we're all expecting to happen in the Black Widow movie coming up in November. Like, the reason why all this is happening is because of her act of treason in Civil War, because Black Widow is supposed to take place in between Civil War and Infinity War. Now, the fallout between Captain America and Iron Man in this movie becomes the turning point for each of these characters. The one character who drives this story forward is Bucky. Because after the events of the Winter Soldier, Buck goes into hiding, knowing who he really is and that he is not who Hydra made him to be. He is not a Winter Soldier. He is a kid from Romania, from Bucharest. However, the false misconception of Bucky murdering a bunch of innocents played perfectly while getting Captain America's attention, fueling plenty of rage inside of T'Challa, and caused the government to take action just as they said they would. The introduction of Black Panther and Spider-Man into the MCU was huge for fans. Chadwick Boseman, my man Chadwick, gave a seriously great performance as the King of Wakanda with his awesome martial arts, which I wish he would have fought like this in his own movie. I don't know why. And his fearsome dedication to bringing down the man who he thought murdered his former king, T'Chaka. And as far as Spider-Man go, y'all know what I'm about to say about Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I love that guy. We all do. Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man felt more like a natural one, because Tom Holland is already acrobatic, and he's very young, he's agile, and he's in shape. In between him and the other live-action Spider portrayals, Tom is the youngest actor to ever wield the web shooters. Captain America, speaking of surprises, if this movie was shot in 2015, then he would have been 18 when he played Spider-Man. So that is pretty young. That's my age. And speaking of surprises, Captain America's team recruiting Scott Lang was yet another piece of fan service. And to make things even more exciting, this was the first time Scott Lang used his enlargement upgrade to become Giant Man. I know I said that this movie focuses on inner struggle with the Avengers, but the film does still have an antagonist. For those of you who may have forgot, it does have an antagonist. His name is Colonel Helmut Zemo. Despite the fact his plan to play the Avengers against each other is kind of redundant, since that's already what they're going through, the audience could empathize toward Helmut Zemo in his loss. The only thing that makes Zemo different is that he is just a Sokovian resident who seeks revenge in the most mysterious and clever way possible. Rotten Tomatoes gives Captain America Civil War a 91% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Captain America Civil War will always be remembered for its personal and intimate stakes and how much of an impact it would have on the Avengers in the future and the fate of the MCU at this point in Phase 3. It will also be loved for its character roster and amazing fight choreography. So for that, I will give it 9.5 SOs out of 10. That is my review on Captain America Civil War. You can let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And I got another question. Which side were you guys on? Were you on Captain America or Iron Man? Whatever side you were on, you can kindly let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye.